of trains on Great Western Railway between Newbury and Bedwin. This is because of some engineering work that's going on. Anything else? Get in touch and let me know, please, on 0808 100 1041.
I wanna be with you at Christmas time, by an open fire, with your hand in mine, singing Christmas carols, eating ice cream made of snow. I wanna be with you at Christmas time, wrapping presents for your friends and mine, holding you so close beneath the mistletoe, reading cards sent from far away, wishing all a joyous Christmas day, greeting friends and neighbors dropping by with Christmas cheers to keep the spirits high. I wanna be with you at Christmas time, when a naughty child is hard to find, when every heart is filled with love, peace, and goodwill. I wanna be with you at Christmas time, when old man winter breathes up and down your spine. I wanna be so near at Christmas time this year, cooking up holiday delights, cakes and pies to stir the appetite, a turkey stuffed and seasoned to the bone, eggnog to toast and season. I wanna be with you at Christmas time, by an open fire, with your hand in mine. I wanna be so near at Christmas time this year. I wanna be with you, yeah. At Christmas time, I wanna be with you. We can sit back on the fire at Christmas time, 'cause you're my heart's desire. At Christmas time, I wanna be such a special time of year. And girl, I just want to spend it holding you near.
Good morning, it's Kirsten O'Brien with you on BBC Radio Berkshire. Have you ever wanted to write a play? Could you knock one up in just 6 hours? Well, that's the idea behind a competition by Reading's Rabble Theatre to find some brilliant new writers in our area. I've got all the details next, after the Ronettes. BBC Radio Berkshire, my lot at home are saying they don't feel Christmassy, and I keep saying I really do, and I think it's because I'm playing all these wonderful Christmas tunes all the time. So I'm sitting here feeling very, very festive, and they're just not getting it yet at home. I'm not having it. I'm not going with it at all. Should be feeling well festive by now. Now, going to start by asking this question. How long do you think it actually takes to write a brilliant play? 6 months, maybe 6 days if you were going really, really fast? That was about 6 hours. That's what the creative minds at Rabble Theatre are asking the people of Reading to do as they search for the best new writers in Reading. You've got to be good to write a play in 6 hours, haven't you? Well, Toby Davies is artistic director, can tell us more about this incredible competition. Hi, Toby.
Good morning, Kirsten.
So 6 hours. What's the deal with the 6 hours around this? I mean, you have got to be good, surely, haven't you, in 6 hours?
Well, you'll be pleased to hear you're not expected to write a full-length play in just 6 hours. The scene we're asking people to write is actually only 5 minutes. They have 5 minutes. So it's a snippet. It's like an insight into a writer's style and imagination and that sort of thing, and how they can deal with the constraints and the guidelines that we give them, because they don't just get a free rein. We set them very specific challenges to take on in that 6 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you can't have something prepped and ready to go and something you've been trying to get off the ground necessarily, can you? Because just explain what happens.
No, that's right. No, so firstly, if you want to, you have to register by this Wednesday. I'll tell you how to do that later on. But what will happen on Sunday is we're going to email everyone who's entered a line, so like a line of text that they have to start their play with. We'll give them a prop that they've got to include in their short scene, and we'll describe 4 cast members for them that they've got to be writing for. We'll also give them things like the limit on their budget and the type of theatre space that their play will be performed in. And maybe 1 or 2 other things, and they have to get that play back to us, that 5-minute play, by 4 p.m. on this coming Sunday, the 15th December. So there's quite a few constraints in there, which I think most people actually find quite helpful, because when you just get given a blank canvas, your brain just goes, and I don't know where to start, sort of thing. So the feedback in the past has been that. But yeah, the aim is for us to meet new local, either established professional or aspiring professional writers for theatre.
And does anybody ever come at it, completely from scratch, just starting out?
Yes, we have had that. Yeah, absolutely. We've had lots of people who have thought, oh, I'd love to have that, but I don't know where to start. I don't know how to start. And of course, there's, some people who you can see their flaws, but we try and give feedback to everybody and try and make it a really constructive process, try to give guidance. And I think some people have been really upfront, say, I have absolutely no intention of winning this. I just want to do it as an exercise. And it's fun. It's a creative thing that, you might not get to do in the rest of your existence. So why not give it a go?
Yeah, it did. When you were saying the parameters, it did sort of spark in me thinking, oh yeah, this would be really fun to do. So if you were writing, you say 5 minutes, is there how much would it look like on a page or words, or do you know what I mean? How do you know when you've got the right amount?
That's funny. Yeah, our associate writer Beth Flintoff, she's so specific about what time length a page is, and I genuinely can't remember what she said, but generally they're between 3 and 5 pages long, something like that, and it sounds so easy. It sounds, well, 5 minutes, that's nothing, but to create a play with a bit of a moment of jeopardy in it, and an inciting incident, and all these sorts of little techniques, and like to really get us into a character or 4 characters in just 5 minutes is extremely hard to do. And when you read a good one, it's like, wow, you can tell so quickly when somebody has achieved it. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's really easy to think it's going to be a really easy exercise. And having put myself forward under a pseudonym in the past, I can tell you it was a totally disastrous exercise, and it's really hard. It's really hard.
I like that. So you entered it, obviously, as you said, not as you, and you got brutally rejected by your own team.
I found it so hard. It was a really good exercise for me to do, because I really developed a lot of empathy over that exercise. Yeah.
Oh my! Well, it has been going for 13 years, as I mentioned. Why do you think it is so popular?
I think what it is a sort of celebration it's a celebration of 2 things, I suppose, of the talent of Reading, that's established professional theatre makers. So we invite back people we've worked with. Some people can take times out of, if they're if they're very successful, they can't come and do some projects because it's too time consuming or whatever. This is just one day. It's a one-day commitment. So we get people with really nice credits, and then it's an opportunity for us to meet new faces as well. So it's lovely, but it's also, theatre's hard in this day and age to create. The funding is constantly being cut. It's improbable that putting on a professional production these days is harder and harder. And this is like a little microcosm of that. It's extremely unlikely that this will succeed, and yet every year somehow it does, and people love it, and it's fun, and it's silly, and it's really enjoyable.
Well, we need to find out next all the details of how people can enter, and exactly what else Rabble are up to as well as a theatre company. So we'll do that next with Toby Davies, this chat with the artistic director there. First, Level 42, Something About You on BBC Radio Berkshire.
How can it be that a love carved out of caring, fashioned by fate, would suffer so hard from the games played once too often? But making mistakes is a part of life's imperfections. Born of the years, is it so wrong to be human after all? That there is
Radio Park Show. It's Kirsten O'Brien with you. I'm talking to Toby Davies, who's the artistic director at Rabble Theatre in Reading, about this competition that they have run for the last 13 years. You've got to write a scene from a play within 6 hours. And actually, Toby, just reiterate, what is the prize for it? What do you get if you go through on this?
So if you go through, you actually end up writing one of the 20-minute plays that we perform off the block, which is on 31st of January next year. And that we give you a full 24 hours to write that from 7:30 a.m. one morning till 7:30 a.m. the next morning. And we give you lots more information. And then that play will be performed on the Friday.
Goodness me, that's really good fun for people, this, isn't it? And so what is the writing talent like in our area in general?
Yeah, it's quite strong. I'm always surprised by how many entries we get, and not just the number, but the quality of the CV. So it is always quite a tricky process judging for us and the team. We get a group of professional actors, and we sit around the table and read them all, and then we all have a vote over a cup of tea at the end. And it's a lovely process, but it's reassuring, and it's good. Reading is so often sort of a bit apologetic about its cultural heft, but it's strong. So I think I'm really looking forward to this, because already the entries we've got in are really encouraging.
Good stuff. And what are Rabble up to at the minute? What are the plans for the new year? Talk me through.
We've got a lot of things going on. So there's an application in at the moment to, I don't know if you remember, Kirsten, we produced a play called Henry the First, which is a new play about Reading's buried king.
Oh, yes.
We did that in 2023. We've done a few things since there. So this will be the prequel to that, William the Conqueror. If we get that, we'll be developing that next year, all being well, which is extremely exciting. In 2027, it's the millennium of William the Conqueror's birth. And there's celebrations going on between here and France. So there's a lot of potential wrapped into that project. So yeah, hopefully we'll be developing that next year. We've got a couple of other things in the pipeline which I can't go into quite yet. And then there's just loads of opportunities at Rabble to get involved, no matter what your experience or age or what you're into. Like if you're into musical theatre and you're younger, we have a thing on Friday nights, Young Company Musical Theatre. They're doing Matilda next term. So if you want to come and join that, you'd be absolutely welcome. And adults, we have Get Up on Stage. That's Monday nights. No matter your experience, we work with all levels of people. And some of them want to act more. Some of them just genuinely want to develop their self-confidence or their, public speaking and those sorts of things. So, but it's first and foremost just really enjoyable and about confidence boosting and community development and those sorts of things. It's really, really enjoyable.
Great stuff. So get in touch with Rabble if you want to get involved in any of that. And if you want to get involved in the competition, I think you mentioned just when's the deadline? Because it's imminent, isn't it? It's imminent,
midnight on Wednesday the 11th. So, and just drop us a line, writers@rabbletheatre.com, writers, WRITERS, by midnight Wednesday.
And when do you announce who's going forward, who's going to have that play made?
The readings will be taking place on Tuesday, so all being well, Wednesday, maybe even Tuesday night, who knows?
Is there going to be a Toby Davies who's entered this year?
They won't know. No, I'm too scarred by the last one. No.
Oh, brilliant. Well, good to catch up with you. Thank you very much for that. And we look forward to seeing the results of that competition. What a great idea. Lovely to catch up, Toby. Thank you.
Thanks, Kirsten.
Cheers. There you go. Toby Davies, there, artistic director at Rabble. If you fancy that, if you've always thought, I'd love to write a play, I mean, why not? Just enter that. See if you can write just the 5 minutes worth, and you might have it in you. They might strike a chord and think, yes, before you know it, it's launched. I'm always going on about pivots, aren't I, on this programme? This could be a moment. This could be a time to pivot.
Try.
Let's have a little look at some of the stories that are happening nationally, internationally as well. A week ago, the US health insurance executive Brian Thompson was fatally shot in a street outside a hotel in New York. Well, now a 26-year-old man has been charged with his murder. Luigi Mangione was dramatically detained in Pennsylvania in a fast food restaurant after a tip-off from a member of the public. Democratic Governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, expressed his gratitude.
I want to begin by thanking our fellow Pennsylvania resident who acted as a hero today. Pennsylvania resident saw something early this morning at McDonald's and said something to our local police. And our local police here in Altoona acted swiftly.
Tyler Fry from Altoona Police Department gave details of the arrest.
He didn't even think twice about it. We knew that was our guy, but he was very cooperative with us. Didn't really give us too many issues. Once we found out his identity, we took it from there.
Well, our correspondent Jess Parker is following events in Pennsylvania.
We know he grew up in Maryland, went to an all-boys private school, headed off to university where he studied computer science, went to a really top university. And I mean, I was in court in Altoona, Pennsylvania, where he was being charged with firearm and forgery charges. And he was asked about his history. He was asked if he had criminal history. He said he didn't. If he had any mental health, drug addiction, alcohol issues, he said not. And that he'd been working for around 3 years as an engineer, but not for a year, he talked about. And he seemed pretty calm, pretty engaged with the court process, despite the fact that he was sat there in court, in handcuffs on his wrists and his ankles as well, surrounded by police officers with a large number of media inside the court as well. And as well as those charges, overnight as well, it's emerged that in New York, charges have been filed, including a murder charge, which, of course, New York is where the healthcare boss Brian Thompson was shot in the street in Manhattan.
That's the BBC's Jess Parker there. You can follow the latest developments on this story on the BBC News website. And the fallout of the regime change in Syria continues to dominate the front pages of the papers. The Daily Mail leads on a warning from the former head of MI6 that the chaos in the country poses a chronic threat to British security. The Eye says the UK is pausing decisions on asylum applications from Syrian citizens while it assesses the situation. The BBC's Aruna Iyengar has the latest.
Scenes of joy as Syrians pour into the capital Damascus for a second day. Women, children and families joined with rebel soldiers to celebrate freedom from the regime of former President Bashar al-Assad. Syrian communities around the world are celebrating. Back in Damascus, stories of horror are not hard to find. The Zednaya prison has become a symbol of the atrocities committed by Syria's former government. Desperate relatives have been heading there, seeking loved ones, some of whom disappeared years ago. Thousands of opposition supporters are believed to have been tortured and killed here. Now, at last, the doors are open. Just days ago, rebels freed thousands of prisoners here. Many believe prisoners are still trapped here in secret underground cells. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham fighters are seen as heroes for liberating these people. But can a group that has a jihadist past deliver the democratic rule that many here want? This woman says they are from our country. They are not Islamic State. We are not afraid of them. I don't think they will force us to cover ourselves from head to toe. Syria's stability depends for now on the man wearing military clothing, Abu Muhammad al-Jalani, the leader of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. Here he was meeting the interim Prime Minister to discuss the way forward. He succeeded in uniting rebel groups and capturing the whole country in under 2 weeks. He said rewards will be given for information on Assad officials involved in war crimes. The US government said it was important that Syrians' joy was translated into effective governance. Meanwhile, Syrian refugees in Turkey are facing the dilemma of whether to return home to Syria. Countries across Europe, including the UK, are reassessing Syrian refugee cases and looking to send some claimants back home. What will Syrian refugees return to, and how can those living in the country deal with the demons of its past?
That's the BBC's Aruna Iyengar on the latest situation in Syria. Let's get some local news now. The water company that serves most of us here in Berkshire, Thames Water, has announced it made a £250 million profit before tax in the 6 months to the end of September. The amount was 20% higher than in the same period last year, but the firm is struggling to raise the money it needs to secure its future. More details from our business editor, Simon Jack.
If Thames wasn't drowning in debt, it would look like a reasonably healthy company, but it owes its lenders £16 billion. It has enough cash in the bank to last it till early next year and has been offered a further £3 billion cash loan to give it a chance to raise around £4 billion in equity. That's money put in that doesn't need paying back. There are several parties that might put in that money, but only if the lenders accept they will not get paid back in full, and even more importantly, if the regulator allows the company to push through very substantial above-inflation bill increases over the next 5 years, which the company estimates could hit 53%. The final decision on how much bills will rise for all companies is due on December the 19th.
That's our business editor, Simon Jack. Berkshire's weather for you today. It's breezy, it's cloudy and it's dry. Top temperature of 7 degrees. This evening and tonight it will remain dry. Thick cloud cover for most and just a few clearer spots towards dawn. Overnight lows of 3 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to be another dry day, mainly cloudy skies in the morning. I'm so fed up of this dull weather. It's really sort of not nice for the soul, is it? The dullness of the day. We are getting some brighter spells managing to break through for a time in the afternoon tomorrow, so we'll look forward to that. Then it is going to get cloudier again in the evening tomorrow. Top temperature of 7 degrees. Thursday we'll see dry conditions and a mix of, guess what, variable cloud and some sunny spells through the day. Friday we've got the cloud again, some light showers before it does turn dry in the afternoon with some sunny spells developing. Then Saturday it's going to be pretty much the same, largely cloudy, spells of rain moving in and the best of any sunshine in the afternoon again. For a full 14-day forecast it's at bbc.co.uk/Radio Berkshire.
Well, look here, Jack is jumping down the track. He's got a rhythm in his feet, but a nothing in his back.
The Chris Miles Show.
He's got no present for your treat or candy for your socks, but when he starts to boogie, the whole town rocks. Rock!
The car's broken down on the M4 heading London bound. It's at junction 10, that's the A329 Wokingham, so the entry slip road there is partially blocked at the minute. Red Hill is closed between Ashmansworth and Hollington Cross. There's a tree that's gone down there. And looking at the trains, we've got buses running instead of trains on Great Western between Newbury and Bedwin. This is because of some engineering works that's going on, and no service, guess where, on the Piccadilly line between Rayners Lane and Uxbridge, and minor delays on the rest of the line because of poor rail conditions. Anything else? The travel number is 0808 100 1041.
The sound of Berkshire.
Together we can make a difference. BBC Radio Berkshire.
A few questions that I need to know.
Do you love walking around barefoot? What reaction did you get when you told people you were getting a chainsaw? Have you been driven to distraction by somebody else's bad fridge behavior? What exactly is a raindrop? When it comes to an all-you-can-eat buffet, how much is too much? What is it like living next door to a hot, frothing, illuminated bath? What is the most pointless road sign where you live? Is it wrong to steal leaves? Why are sheepdogs so valuable? Are you suffering from a slug invasion? Are you living in a rubbish dumping hotspot and are you furious? Does the place where you live have an unusual smell? Do call 08000 288 291.
All the answers to my questions I have to find.
My head's spinning. Boy, I'm in a daze. I feel isolated. of Berkshire and all the music you love.
BBC Radio Berkshire.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill, I could see the city light. Wind was blowing, time stood still. Eagle flew out of the night. He was something to observe. Came in close, I heard a voice, standing, stretching every nerve. I had to listen, had no choice. I did not believe the information, just had to trust imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I've come to take you home. Eh, don't do it. To keep in silence, I resigned. My friends would think I was a nut, turning water into wine. Open doors would soon be shut. So I went from day to day. My life was in a rut, till I thought of what I'd say, which connection I should cut. I was feeling part of the scenery. I walked right out of the machinery. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Hey, he said, grab your things, I've come to take you home. Hey, back home. When illusions spin a net, I'm never where I wanna be. And liberty she pirouette, when I think that I am free. Watch my empty silhouette, who close their eyes but still can see. No one taught them etiquette. I will show another me. Today I don't need a replacement. I tell them what the smile on my face meant. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Hey, I said, you can keep my things, they come to take me
BBC Radio Berkshire, Peter Gabriel's Salisbury Hill. Now, when Sushmita Patti came to the UK from India in